It's a new year, it's time to make some resolutions for the upcoming year. Last week I talked about some do's and don'ts about when you're setting goals for your languages, and this week I would like to demonstrate that with some goals that I think are pretty focused and targeted to my languages. I also think that by broadcasting my goals to the internet, I'm kind of inclined to go through with them, so this is also a way to keep me accountable. Among the languages I'm talking about today, you'll notice a strong focus on logging the hours, logging the time that I'm spending on my languages. This is kind of new for me, so I don't know how this will turn out. I don't know if it'll become a chore to write this. This could also be a great thing because I can find out what I'm missing because I'll have actual data about what I'm doing. Only time will tell. I can't really know until I do it. First, I want to talk a little bit about my Japanese goals for 2022. Right now, I can say about Japanese that when I'm consuming Japanese content, what really holds me back is not knowing kanji. I've learned how to formally write about 600 kanji, and I could probably recognize 200 or 300 more. But the problem is, in a lot of content, I spend way too much time learning what the character means instead of looking at the context of the whole thing. The number of kanji I know is holding me back from enjoying native level content. That's my diagnosis of my Japanese problems right now. As such, my goal is to get to number 1000 in my kanji book by the end of next year. I've talked about that in my Japanese resource video. I mention it in all of my kanji posts on Instagram. I really want to get to number 1000 by the end of next year. I am currently on number 637, which means I only have to do 363 in 365 days. And already I usually do 8 at a time, so this really means I have to do this about once a week, and I'm giving myself a little flexibility to miss a week or two. My real goal is 1000. I just need to push to that 4 digits. It's kind of embarrassing. I need to get to number 1000 this year. As for Korean, I don't think I have big ambitions for Korean this year. I just want to tinker with some skills that I don't think I'm very good at. I think my biggest weakness in Korean is my listening comprehension. I want to be able to consume more native level Korean content. And because of this, I think a really fair goal is 6 hours of Korean listening a month. That works out to about 12 minutes per day. And if I miss a day, I can make up time another day. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. The point is, I have a problem understanding people, and I don't spend a lot of time trying to understand people. So I want to push myself with this goal. I want to target this problem of listening comprehension. Okay, for German, I think I'm pretty motivated for that one. I am really happy with my German since the summer of 2022 when I pushed myself for 60 days to learn a lot of German. I went from just Duolingo German to being able to understand the gist of DW articles. Right now I'm playing a game in German. It's really good for vocab acquisition, and I'm having a much more comfortable time understanding the general gist of most things. Right now, I just sprinkle some listening and reading into my daily life, but I really want to push my German to the next level, and that would require some output. Right now, I'm not doing much German output. A lot of input, not a lot of output. So the goal is to have 30 days of German output. I don't know, maybe I can call it like a German language challenge. The main point is every day I want to output something. This could be a diary entry, this could be speaking to myself on camera, this could be an italki lesson with a native speaker. It doesn't matter the method, I just need output every day for 30 days. I'm allowing myself some flexibility of when I'll do it. Honestly, I think this one's going to be early in the year just because I'm kind of motivated to do it. My point is I really want to target writing and speaking because I didn't have a lot of experience with that in 2021. As for my French, I don't really have big ambitions for my French. I'm really happy with my routine right now. I'm getting a lot of good phrases from Final Fantasy VII. I'm starting to get the hang of French conversation and the rhythm. I want to push myself a little in 2022, but I don't want to push myself so much that I'll give up. My goal is I want to write something in French once a month, and post it online for native speakers to correct me. I just want to output a little. I've been doing quite a lot of input recently, and I think it's time for some output. Me and my family just visited Bulgaria in September, and I got a lot of really good books from Bulgaria. My goal is to finish Winnie the Pooh, which I'm currently reading, and to get half of the Bulgarian grammar book that I got done. It's a home language for me. I've talked about No Sabo Kids before in another video, so I want to just smooth out my Bulgarian, and I think these two things target that problem perfectly. But I need some kind of push to actually finish these books because Bulgarian's not that exciting for me. What about my Turkish? When I was in Bulgaria, I got a really good Turkish grammar book for Bulgarian speakers, and I can tell just by skimming it, it's really good quality. I've been feeling unhappy with my Turkish in 2021 because I haven't really improved and it's still really basic. So I want to do something similar for my Turkish, as I mentioned with my German earlier. I want 30 days of Turkish output. This is going to be writing, this is going to be speaking on italki, this is going to be speaking to the camera to really see my difference in time. The objective is just to encounter a lot of words that I haven't been encountering. I don't really have a big dream. I'm not trying to get to a certain level. I just think it's been way too basic for way too long. I think it's time to do something. And 30 days is really reasonable, I think. I'm allowing myself flexibility of what month I choose, but I need this done by December 2022. So what about Swedish? My Swedish is not so good. If you tested me right now, it's probably an A1. I don't feel a big motivation to push myself super hard, but I do want to keep maintaining it. I don't want to lose what I already have. My goal is to read one SVT article per month and 1 hour of Swedish content through Disney Plus or through SVT Play. For the reading, I'm requiring myself to take notes on the unknown words and add them to my Anki. For the listening practice, I'm not going to pause things and not going to take notes. So I'm still working on listening practice, but also developing my vocab. I don't really want my Swedish to fall apart, but I'm not really trying to push myself to the next level, so I think this is a fair way to maintain what I already have. I think I'm in a similar situation with Spanish. If you tested me right now, it's probably A1. However, I think I'm less confident with the basics than I am in Swedish. So for Spanish, my goal for 2022 is going to be to finish all the activities in one bubble of UTalk per month. Are they called topics? I'm not sure. I just want to practice speaking to myself, speaking to the iPad, develop some confidence in the basic vocab, and speak to myself a little. It's not really ambitious, but I don't want to do nothing for Spanish. I really haven't done anything in Spanish in so long, and I've talked about it in another video why that is. I think my Russian has been lagging behind my other languages for quite a while, and I'm kind of sick of it. So my goal for 2022 is the same for my German and Turkish, and my goal for Russian is 30 days of output every day. This is going to be writing a diary entry and posting it online, speaking to the camera without a script, or speaking to my parents. I feel like my Russian is like a broken chain and all of those links are just like sitting on the floor unconnected. They're there, but I really haven't maintained them, and I think it's time to push myself to the next level. For Chinese also, I don't feel very ambitious for 2022, but I want to push myself past the bare minimum. I don't think I'm really motivated to learn a lot of Chinese this year because of Japanese. It's not because they're similar languages, it's because I really want to understand the Chinese characters in Japanese first, and then I will go to Chinese. I really want to master those Chinese characters in Japanese first, and then when I'm confident with them, I'll move to Chinese. I know it's not measurable, so I can really keep saying that forever. I acknowledge it's just an excuse, and I can just decide never to do Chinese. So that's why I'm building this goal for this year. I want to find a new Chinese textbook and do 1 chapter per month. Bare minimum for refreshing. I haven't done any Chinese since I took my last Chinese class fall of 2018. I think it's really time to just touch it up. I'm not trying to push to the next level, just kind of prepare myself to push myself to the next level another year. Maybe later in the year I get a bunch of motivation. I need to start with something, so the goal is 1 chapter of the new book I haven't found yet per month. And that's about it. My biggest goals are in German and Japanese because I feel most motivated for those right now. The others are a bit secondary. French and Korean could seem like they have some significant goals too, but it's just because they're at a higher level that they seem so developed, as compared to something like Turkish or Spanish, where I am not good at. As for others, I really want to set aside some time to work on those weak languages that I haven't worked on for a long time. The Swedish, the Turkish, the Spanish, the Chinese, the Russian. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to record how much time I'm spending on what language and what activity I'm doing in that language. So we'll see if I get some useful insights from that after a few months. The closest thing I do right now to keeping track of my language learning is my Instagram, because I post on there every day, but I don't really include time. I force myself to do some language activity every day for Instagram, so I think that's a good motivation already. But I'm going to try to push myself to the next level with these goals that are very targeted. I really want to use my goals this year to target my language learning weaknesses. I don't want languages I've learned in the past to fall apart even more, so I really want to spend some time maintaining the weaker ones. That's really all for today. Thank you for watching. You can follow me on my social media, which I have linked below. I have a website where I talk about language-related things on studywithalex.com. Let me know in the comments what sort of goals you have for 2022. Let's make this year the year of language learning. I'll see you for a new video very soon, alright? じゃあまたね。